Welcome to another horrid episode of the apocalypse. Shall we take a peek at your future? Not only your future, your present as well. Shall we see where you are going? Forget the bloody State of the Union. There is no more Union, son. Haven't you heard? You are in the apocalypse. You are in the end of Rome. So the state of the bloody Union is, it is dead. And it will die further, as will the rest of the world. But that is not what I am talking about. What I am talking about is your current dystopia. That is already here and is taking further, even worse, even more nefarious shape. The dystopia I speak of, to begin with, is masked murderers sent out to murder you, to steal, to rob, to rape, to cause chaos, to murder. Let's begin. These are some Gestapo. And that's what they look like. And there's a reason people call them Gestapo, and here's why. You ready? And I quote, "I hope you know that if you keep coming to things like this, you are going to be on a domestic terrorist watch list, really, for just protesting. And they've been doing that since day one, January of last year, son. Putting anyone on a protest on a list, getting a face scan, whatever the fuck they can get. And we all pretend it's okay, and the Reich pretends like nothing's going on. Amazing. So this person, this is not the first Gestapo, masked, immune, secret police, mass murderer that has told someone you're going on a list, that we are making lists, that you're going in a database. We've heard this before. You know why? Because that's what they were told to do when they were sent out. They were told to murder, too, when they were sent out. They were told to terrorize specific communities when they were sent out. They were told to kidnap. They were told to break in people's homes without warrants. The purpose of their deployment was to terrorize, murder, kidnap. Literally. I'm here to warn you, son, no matter what happens. As a result of me warning you. I'm telling you straight up. What they were sent out to do. And son, again, I knew this before January. I knew this 10 years ago that this is what it would be. If given the proper chance. He wasn't done. He had more to say. What you people need to say when you have the cameras on these mass murdering cunts. Can you talk some more? What else do you want to do? What else are you going to do? Keep talking. Do you have any other opinions on things? What more would you like to say? Speak into the microphone. Cunts. That's what they need to do. Keep them talking. Let them say more. Because they telling you what the instructions were when they were sent out. What the instructions behind closed doors are. We had a man testify that literally instructed some of these men. That was an instructor. He testified before Congress. He resigned. That these men were instructed to break the law, son. When we sent them out, that's what he fucking said. literally. But it's much worse than that. This is a Reich, and again, I knew that day one, from Nazi Salute 1, and I knew it 10 years ago as well. He just didn't have the sycophants. Now he does. An officer told Hilton, according to the complaint, then we're going to come to your house later tonight. Well, we've seen the Gestapo come to people's house too, didn't we? We've seen that on video as well. Masked idiot that was obviously not DEA. Peeking in someone's window that they were about to kidnap. And eventually, son, just like I told you, we ain't going to get to see that footage because that person's going to disappear and never be seen again. I guarantee that's already happened to some people. We just haven't noticed yet. That's where it goes, son. I'm telling you your future right now. Again. It goes to, we don't see the footage because you disappear for good, son. And that was the intent from day one. And they working you slowly but surely towards it. They shot two people in the face, one woman in the face, one man in the back, right on camera, right in front of us, and they whisked the murderers away, and no one's doing a goddamn thing. Your dystopia is already here. You have masked secret immune police who have to wear a mask because their neighbors will spit on them, and it'll be hated by everyone for what they're doing. Lake fodder, also known as. Telling people, we're going to come to your house later, you're going to be on a terrorist watch list just for filming a public servant. My. The Overton window has certainly been moved, right, Mr. Thale? You scumbag? That's what Hitler did. That was the plan. That's what you're witnessing now. That's what you're experiencing now. You are in the dystopia. That's your present tense. Again, look at these masked men holding up their phones. Because they're mad you're filming them commit crimes and betray their fellow citizens. And kill their fellow citizens. And harass and terrorize and kidnap their fellow citizens. So you got to go on a list. You can't see their face, though. I want to read this one more time. This is your present. And this ain't the first time we heard this or saw this. That tells me, son, and again, I'm here to warn you, damn the consequences. That was the order when they sent out. Put them on a list. We're creating a database. We're going to get these people later. And they want you to know you're going on lists. They wanted us to know all the social media companies gave people like my data to the Reich. Which, again, there should be a class action for right now. Against the government and the companies. Again, no one's doing shit about that either. Do you realize they handed over a good portion of the population's social media activity for God knows how many years? If you were critical of the Reich, do you understand that has already happened to you? Should be a much bigger deal. Oh my God, should it? That is also your present. You are already on a list, son. Why do they need to make a list of people critical of the Reich? I think we all know the answer to that question. You are in dystopia, son, right now. And it's about to get worse. Wait till the roundups start, and I ain't talking about illegal immigrants. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I hope you know that if you keep coming to things like this, you're going to be on a domestic terrorist watch list, says the terrorist mass murderer. Because everyone with the mask is a murderer now, in my opinion. Then we're going to come to your house later tonight. A masked cunt Gestapo said that. And then they cry at the podium, "You're saying mean things about the Gestapo that threaten to put you on lists and come to your house later to do God knows what to you, or shoot you in the face, or shoot you in the back." Why are you people being so mean? It's your rhetoric that's the problem. That's called inversion of reality again, class. That's of the devil, purely. That's why they do it. That's a pure Adolf move, pure Vlad move, pure Donnie move. Can you believe we're at the point where mass cunt Gestapo are saying, we're going to put you on a terror watch list for filming them, and then we're going to come to your house. And these cunts destined to burn literally get up at the podium and say, our rhetoric out here is too strong. I bet if the masked man was threatening them, they would have quite a different opinion. What they will have threatening them, though, worse, much worse than the masked cunt who threatens unarmed citizens while wearing full military gear, a mask, a rifle, a sidearm, etc. You guys are such tough guys, man. What they're going to have to deal with is the man. And there ain't a masked cunt alive that can compare to that, son. It will be very ugly for these people. They can't even begin to fathom how ugly. I almost pity them. What will be done to them? The man will remember every masked cunt who said, I'm going to put you on a list. You're going in a database. We're going to put you on a terrorist watch list as you're terrorizing the community. The man is watching, son. It doesn't matter. The best part, it doesn't matter if you believe it or care. You will still stand before him. And I'm almost shaking thinking of you standing before him. Because I know it's coming your way, son. I know your future. I hope you know that if you keep coming to things like this, you are going to be on a domestic terrorist watch list. Then we're going to come to your house later tonight. This legal observer is now suing ICE over adding her to a nice little database for domestic terrorists. ICE agent in Portland, Maine tells legal observer she is domestic terrorist for peacefully recording him, adds her to a nice little database. Remember that piece of footage? They're suing. One more time, the instructions were given to murder. Bounties were offered, I can tell. By the lack of fear in shooting someone 10 times in the back, or 3 times in the face, or 5 times in their car, when you can hear the men on tape plan to hit her car. That tells me bounties were offered, instructions were given, extra incentives to execute people. Instructions to put people in a database and on terror watch lists simply for opposing the Reich and filming a public servant. Even threats to come to your home. From the Reich, not the public adjudicated criminal Google, who's watching this. From the Reich, son. It wasn't a citizen that said they're going to go to a government official's house. It was a government Gestapo saying that they're going to come to that observer's house. And it's on tape, son. I wouldn't want to be on the side of that. Adjudicated criminals, I'm talking to you too. I wouldn't want to be on that team, son. You braver men and women than me taking that risk. I hope the portfolio or the cubicle was worth it, son. I don't think you're going to believe that in the end. In fact, I know you won't believe that in the end. I know your future, son. Be ye CEO or cubicle worker. Meaningless. I still know your future. Before I move on to the next thing, and I'm not a psychic or anything, it's not that type of party. I just have a few feelings, and the man wrote something a long time ago. And some of you are the stars. And your future is written therein. And it's all coming true, son. I don't want it to. I'll be right back. Okay, so you're present. You're already in the dystopia. You have masked men and women going around with guns and full tactical gear, with full immunity, who are allowed to kill you, rape you, do whatever they want, rob you, run into your car and fill you full of lead, attempt to murder you, and then try and get you locked up for life. They're sent out specifically to agitate. They've shot a woman in the face. They've shot a man in the back 10 times. They shot another woman 5 times. They killed a man last March. We just found out about that. And they hid that for all this time. Because that would have really put the kibosh on the Gestapo early, wouldn't it? Last March, we find out they killed a man. A U.S. citizen, by the way. So your current dystopia is anytime, and they'll even threaten to come to your house at night. Who knows if they show up or not. They are the mass cunt Gestapo with full immunity. And when they murder you on the street for protesting or filming, they get whisked away to safety. They get $1 million through a GoFundMe. And everyone's cool. You've already had your military deployed against you. You already have foreign concentration camps. They'll send people to anywhere that will take them for a few $1 million. Rwanda, who cares? That's been normalized. That's your present. They want to do that to U.S. citizens eventually. And the cherry on top is the new surveillance state they're rolling out, which I'll get to. And the concentration camp infrastructure. Literally being paid for with your money. That some of you will end up in. That's for you. That's not for illegals. Illegals are supposed to be deported, right, son? Right. So you know what they're for. And they're getting that going right before the midterms, the months leading up to that. Pete Hegseth's new police force or personal whatever Gestapo that he's creating comes out in April. Again, your military's already been deployed against you several times, active duty and National Guard. And the final cherry on top is the AI and drones. What did I tell you, class? Before last January, I'm talking of last year. I said they will police us with AI and drones, and I realized that again when I saw how Ukraine had perfected the art of drone warfare against a larger army. I realized that's the future of warfare, one, and I realized they would use AI and drones to police us. That's the literal plan. And I framed it like this. Everything's surveilled, mic'd. You're out in public, you say something negative about the Reich, AI picks that up, does a search of who you are in about 0.2 seconds, gives that info to someone or an AI kind of, what's it called? An AI nexus where the information is scrutinized. And if the Reich's AI doesn't like you or thinks it's a good idea, a drone is deployed automatically, no human has to touch a button to come kill you specifically. That's the literal plan. Mr. Cocaine Carp gave it away of Palantir when he said he'd like to deploy a drone that sprays something on certain people. That's the sociopath mind giving the game away. But I already knew what the game was. That's why I told you. Last year, right when the Reich began. Before they won, I believe. Because I realized this shit about Ukraine before that. And I believe I told you about it. I've mentioned it several more times since the Reich got started last January. And again, when I heard the CEO of Anthropic, I said to myself, that's literally what I told my people on here. Literally, exactly, to the letter. I framed it, again. You do something wrong the Reich doesn't like, the AI is monitoring you through the surveillance, all the cameras, all the audio. You say something, you step out of line, you get uppity, a drone is deployed automatically, a human doesn't have to know you said it, the AI will know, it will deploy the drone automatically to kill you. They don't need masked men coming out to police everyone, they got cameras and mics. And if the AI don't like what you doing or saying, you die. Omnipresent surveillance, 24/7. That is their utopian dream. The Reich. The technocracists. That AI and drones are policing the entire world. If anyone steps out of line, they die. That is the plan. Literally what I told you back last January. I'm tired of being this right. I don't want to be. This does not make me happy. Again, I said it way before this, son. And Petey and the Reich are giving the game away. This makes it very clear Hegseth and the Trump admin want killer robots and AI mass surveillance of Americans. Anthropic doesn't want this. Implication is that OpenAI, Google, and xAI are okay with it. Of course they are. Of course they are. Do Fortune 500 companies usually say no to shit like this? No. Never. That's why the CEO of Anthropic is rather surprising me right now. But he's probably only worried about the legal ramifications later once Trump croaks and all that. A lot of people are thinking about that, believe me. I don't think they're gonna have to worry about that. Any of us will have to worry about that because This the goddamn apocalypse. And there won't be an after, son. That's what I've been trying to tell you. The CEO of Anthropic and other places don't know that. Google, OpenAI, Google, X, they don't know that. But I know the future and they don't. Or they think they can avoid it. How many fools, including myself, have thought to themselves, I'll outsmart God? How many? Yet none ever do, son. That's the moral of this whole incident, isn't it? From day one, from the imp's birth till now. A constant exercise in, I can beat God. As if the imp ever had a chance. Or me or anyone. It's like the 3-year-old toddler thinking they can beat up their father. Never gonna happen. What is the context of this? And this is mainly what I want to talk about. The context is Anthropic has a contract with the U.S. government. They want to be able to use whatever Anthropic is selling to have an AI system that automatically deploys drones, no humans necessary, to kill people. Anthropic says, yeah, we don't want our tools used for mass surveillance or to kill people without a human in the chain. You know, Skynet, Terminator. Instead of that. What Hegseth and the Reich want, literally, they're saying it, son. So Anthropic told them recently, yes, we know what your plan is. We know you want this mass surveillance with Peter Thiel and all that, and using our tools as well. And you want the drones to you want the AI to just be able to deploy drones to kill people automatically, but we don't want our stuff used for that. That's the context. I can't believe the company's saying that. They must be thinking of the future and going to prison for 1,000,000 years. Because it can't just be out of the goodness of their heart. Because Anthropic has a whole bunch of other nefarious shit going on. But the CEO and the company are doing something here and saying something that helps us. This all could be theater, though, as well. Because people are turning with fangs out on companies that fuck around with this dystopia, this surveillance state right now. And again, what I've told all you companies, you will go out of business. You will make your tool worthless. Your website, your AI, whatever it is. Every step towards making your shit more right compliant, you make your tool more useless to the masses. Discord's learning that the hard way. The rest of you will learn that as well. So Anthropic is trying to say no, and the Reich is saying, okay, we'll use Leon's shitty grok then to do it. Oh, Leon would love that. It doesn't look like Anthropic's going to change their mind. And I'm amazed this is happening right now. But it doesn't matter. But again, Google will do it. OpenAI will do it. Grok. Mecha Hitler. Some other company will take the money. Don't worry. And make an AI that, yeah, it'll deploy a drone to kill you. And then, like, when you make a video, they'll take your vid down because you said, I don't know, fuck or something. But they'll make an AI and sell it to the Reich to kill you. That's not against community guidelines, I guess. One company's saying no. I'm stunned. On a side note, notice how we can convert empty warehouses into concentration camps, but we can't turn it into housing for the homeless. Great point. Now, that's tax money buying them warehouses at triple the price, by the way. I can tell by the prices of the buildings. A lot of, kickbacks, all kind of different money going here, money going there, besides the cost of the building. Obvious. Every single one. A segment of this society in America have no problem with that. In fact, they preach the wonders of that gospel. That's why you're going to burn. One reason. There are many. Now, if we came to you and we said, pretend I'm a government representative, I'm a senator, doesn't matter what party, and I come out on TV and I say, we're going to do this. We've talked about it, the Congress, the Senate, the president. We're going to buy warehouses and we're going to house the homeless. Not put them in cages like you people want to, that are going to burn. We're really going to house the homeless. We're going to use taxpayer money to do that. Get people off the streets because they're human beings. What would you people do? This segment of society that preaches the gospel of concentration camp warehouses until the minute they end up in one. You'd rub shit on your face. You'd gnash your teeth. You'd be pissed. Because you got to work and someone else got a free cot to sleep on to get out the snow. You cunt. Destined to burn. That's you, son. That's your existence in a nutshell. Would lose your mind if your tax money went to homeless people for a place to sleep. But concentration camps that you might end up in? No fucking problem. You'll preach that gospel all day. And you know what else, son? That's why you're going to go in the lake. That literal gospel. I remember all the theater you people put on when free healthcare was almost a thing. Again, that's you people in a nutshell. It's better to lose my house if I get cancer than free healthcare. A black person might get some free healthcare on my tax. I can't have that. Right? Right, son? I know. I'm going to remind you of that in the next life when we see each other. This Donnie's selling a watch collection, the latest grift. It's the Fight, Fight, Fight collection. And then it shows the watches. The reason I'm showing you this again, everything centers around this moment, the assassination attempt. Statues, murals, paintings, it's brought up every now and then. Everything centers around this. It's on the coin, the digital coin. Donnie's digital coin. I told you in the Bible, this moment is very important. And that the person who goes through it, who lives this moment, is described as the person who has the wound of the sword yet lived, that has the head wound that healed. He's described as this miraculous survivor several times. I know now, I feel that was to tell us this will be central to what's going on. And my God, has it been central. It's on the coin, son. We got a watch collection. Got murals. We got t-shirts. We got all kinds of Trump items with this fight, fight, fight theme. And the pose from that day from the photo op. How central they make it. Again, son, look. I mean, come on. It's a couple years after. Tells me that, yeah, we're in this moment. It's just further confirmation. I don't want it to be. Yeah, we're in this moment. We're in that moment that's written of in that book that not that many people take seriously. Otherwise, Donnie wouldn't be a thing. Again, I always wondered how that moment would play out. I told you I pictured a Pope-like figure. I had a feeling the Antichrist would be an American leader. Only because of the American military. And I realized as a younger man, we are the modern Rome. I thought about all the stadiums we have, the bread and circus, the bullshit, the riches, the military. And I thought, we're fucking modern day Rome, son. I realized that a long time ago. As I thought about our military, or where the Antichrist would come from, who he would be, what type of person, again, I always came back to our military. And how just obscenely more serious America was about their military since about 1945, the Cold War against, the buildup. The Russians were trying to mass arms. America was massing arms. Russia wasn't really. It's all a facade with them. All the money was stolen. It's stolen every day. That's why they can't beat Ukraine. But America didn't go that route. America put everything into the mill. Again, we always got money for this, but we don't have money for homeless shelters. That would be evil and wrong. I know, son. I know. But $1 trillion a year, 900 billion, whatever for our Rome-like military, no problem, right? Right, son? You preach that gospel too, right, son? I bet you do. But again, if we said, let's slash the military budget by, I don't know, 100 billion, and take that for the homeless each year. And that way we don't have people laying around on our streets and stuff. And they got a place to stay. That would be evil, I know. I know. That'd be socialism until you need a handout. Then it's not socialism, right, son? Right. Again, that's why you know what. So America, we're now at the point where $1 trillion a year or more will go to this machine called the U.S. military. So even back when I was a younger man, late 90s, mid 90s, and I'm thinking about this Antichrist person, who they could be. Where would they most likely come from? I always thought the United States, because this military that's nothing again like the U.S. military has ever been on this planet before. So I figured the devil would want that. And the way the Antichrist was always described with some of the most famous pieces of scripture, who can make war with the beast? What does that mean? That means it's someone quite formidable that no one can really take on. That's the U.S. military on this planet in the modern era. Nothing can take it on legitimately. Not without a nuclear missile. But force to force, there's just nothing on the planet that can even compare. So I figured the devil, the Antichrist, would definitely want that. So if the Antichrist came in my time, he would take the United States. Because he would want the U.S. military is the key to everything. Everything. Without that, this does not happen. And I was proven right. It was an American leader. He did covet the U.S. military, and he wanted to use it for all kinds of great stuff his first term, and he is using it for all kinds of great stuff this term. And he's just getting started. He's already annexed the country, basically. Or the party wanted, the oil. That's all they care about in fucking Venezuela. There's nothing else there for them. So again, this moment, this fight moment, central to everything. He's selling a watch collection now. It's on the coin. And again, that moment, I always thought it would be a Pope figure. I thought it would be a real miracle because I was not seeing the truth. And the truth is the devil can't perform miracles. Now I understand the miracles are false. Modern technology. 2 of the miracles I think have already taken place. The head wound and the fire raining from the heavens. The making of the image to the beast. That will be the final, when that's announced, that will be the final kind of verification of who the false prophet is. I still think it's Leon. Because several people have made fire rain from the heavens in the sight of men. But again, the false prophet implies a preaching mechanism, but Hegseth does preach the gospel of MAGA, the Reich, the NWO. So does Leon. So does Stephen Miller. So the one that calls to make the image, that's when it will really be verified who the false prophet is. But back to this fight again. The term fight again is a triple iteration. When Donnie's digital coin came out, I believe that was right before he took office or right before the election day. I can't remember. And he stood up and he said, fight. And pumped his fist in the air after a bullet grazed his ear. Blood running down his face. And he gets up and he's fine and fight. So again, the coin comes out. I'm talking about all this bullshit after he won. I know the coin's sitting there. I don't want to look at it. I finally look at it. Fight. I'm looking for 666 on the coin. I wait a couple months. I don't want to look at it. I know it's there. I know what I'm going to find the second I look at it. I finally look at it. I see no numbers on it. And I see the phrase fight is on it. And I say, no, it can't be that easy, right? Take the letter F. I know how in the Jewish, Christian, ancient world, numbers and letters and symbology and the back and forth of the two was a thing. They had to talk in code often, because if you wrote the wrong thing down or sent out the wrong message, you would lose your head. So you had to be real careful what you said, wrote, what messages you were preaching, what you were saying. Anyway, I asked myself, because I don't know, okay, what letter is F in the alphabet? What number does that correspond to? If A is 1 and we count forward, we get to F, what is that? It can't be that easy, right? It won't be 6, right? Right, son? A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D, E, F. F, F, F. At the beginning of each word, the letter F. That corresponds to the number 6. Did it even say in Scripture, I got to look again, that the 666 would be on the currency? I can't remember. I know I said that to you people. I know that's what I was looking for when I looked at the currency. I got to look at that again. Because that's not the only correlation. I've explained the other correlations from 10 years ago, how 666 applies to Kushner, Donnie. But this is the real proof. And look, the devil wouldn't write 666 literally on there. Everyone knows that number is very taboo. It's one of the few things that laymen that don't know the Bible at all, never cared about it, never gonna look at it, they do know that 666 part, and it's bad. So everybody knows about that. So the devil ain't gonna come along and just write number 666. Oh no. But he has to do it in a very obvious way, because we can't be tricked. It's not permitted. And he did it in the most obvious way possible. Just chose the letter in the English language that corresponds to 6. Had to do something. Couldn't write 666. If you look at the letter F too, it's like an upside down inverted 6, just missing that closing part, which is interesting. Yeah, if you just close the end of that F, you have a 6 facing downward. So again, I just want to stress that this theme is central to everything that's going on since the day it happened. And it's the day when I saw it happen, it shook me to the core, and I knew exactly what I was looking at. The second I saw it, I was like, oh no. Did I just see what I think I just motherfucking saw? Because again, that head wound moment is one of the things I wondered about the most. How it would play out, who it was. Because it's a pretty clear description that a man will take a wound to the head that everyone thinks killed him and he'll just be healed. Whoa, that's not some normal shit we see every day. That's a fucking miracle. But that's not how it played out. Because it's the devil behind it. It was never supposed to be a real miracle. I understand that now that I've seen it. Counterfeit, false, just like the devil. Because it's a mockery of the ability of God to, how do I put it, make the laws of physics fucking irrelevant and reanimate a body. That's what's claimed. What was also claimed that a guy would come and get a head wound and heal, and he would be the Antichrist. Looks like it's happening. So if that claim is legitimate and true, could it be that a man came that wasn't just a man and performed miracles and could defy the laws of physics? And who, when they killed him, son, rose from the dead? Again, all I can go by is, well, this other part that was written over 1,000 years ago, that's all coming true, like to the fucking letter. So, logically, I have to go with the other part's true too, right? I guess I do. I just want to stress again that this theme of fight, fight, fight has been constant ever since the day it happened. It is the key moment in Scripture, in Revelation for me. It's the key identifier that cannot be just, what's the word I'm looking for, thrown aside, easily dismissed. And again, it's the moment I wondered so much about. So often I would wonder when I thought about this subject. Am I going to watch a man get shot in the head or something and just get back up like it didn't happen? For real? No. But some theater that was meant to look like it. And again, that I understand now. I get it now. It's all fake. It's all counterfeit. But, son, I want to be real clear here. I wouldn't be here otherwise. Getting jack shit out of this. In fact, I don't even get it. I'm not even allowed to broadcast. That's why I'm talking to 20 people, if I'm lucky. that day, what you saw Donnie do that day, son, that was written of over 1,000 years ago. And the Old Testament stuff, even further back, even older. What I'm trying to say to you, son, in way too many words, that was the prophesied head wound moment you read about in Revelation. That's what you witnessed. And it is the number. And it's on the currency. That's how I know that currency will be everyone's currency. That's why I looked at it to see if the number was on it. Let me move on. This is about Discord. Remember, Discord got caught working with that other company, trying to help the Reich with the surveillance state. People started leaving Discord in droves, canceling that Nitro, whatever the fuck they got over there. Discord panicked like the motherfucker, cut ties with that company. Now they're just going to roll it out 6 months from now. That's the big change. I told you. Amazon, Ring did the same thing. Oh, we're not working with that company and we're not doing it. And they've been using the cameras for surveillance for years, son. They made movies about it. They just made a Jason Statham movie where the British version of the CIA was using all the different cameras. Cameras in cars everywhere. Same thing Thale and them do now and have been doing. Same thing the FBI and CIA has been doing for a few decades now. So this ain't old. I mean, this isn't new. We're just starting to care about it. And they're rolling it out in more obvious, more blanketed ways in our face. So people are getting pissed off. People are starting to vandalize the flock cameras out in public. People are starting to vandalize warehouses that are for sale that ICE is about to buy. So Discord says, getting global age assurance right, what we got wrong and what's changing. Read the update. So they're still rolling this out. I told you. Just because Discord's, oh, we're not going to do it anymore, we promise. Just because Amazon, we're not going to do it anymore, we promise, and we cut ties. Meaningless. Just wait till you aren't looking, and they just institute it anyway. And again, the CIA has been using these cameras for 20 years at least. They made a movie called Eagle Eye. Remember that? Made many movies showing us this. They were doing it back then. Again, now they just want to make it blanket and interface where we're all aware of it. And we just tolerate it. That's the dream. They're only postponing the age verification to the second half of 26. They didn't fucking learn their lesson at all. Oh, no, they all learn their lesson. They know the public has a short attention span. And they know they're being overwhelmed with evil by the second. And in 6 months or 4 or 3 or a year, the public won't be looking. And they'll institute this in full. They know exactly what they're doing. So does Amazon and Ring. So does the Reich. And they'll never stop. That's why they should have never gotten power. So Discord just going to go ahead with it anyway. I'm sure Amazon will go ahead with it anyway as well. The dystopian surveillance state is not going away just because, Discord almost goes out of business. They'll just recalibrate and come back at you again. And it'll never stop. Again, all they needed was their foot in the door. Now it's an exponential descent. And it's unstoppable. Because the men that could stop it won't. They'll go along. That's why. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, this is the point. The CEO of Anthropic explains his refusal to back down to the Pentagon. Again, Pete Hegseth is pissed at Anthropic because Anthropic put the caveat on their deal that we do not want our stuff used for mass surveillance or to auto-deploy drones to kill people without a human being doing it. In other words, we don't want Skynet on our heads. Because, Pete, we know that's the plan. That's why the CEO is saying it. And I'm talking to you out there, all two of you that will see this. This is your future, and I told you about it last fucking January of 25. The literal plan. Amodei, I guess that's his name, Amodei. Amodei explained his deep concerns over autonomous drone swarms and mass surveillance. So, class, if the CEO is literally saying out loud, we don't want our products used for mass surveillance or AI policing of the masses. Because we know that's the plan, Pete. Because you're telling us that's the plan, Pete. A CEO of a company like Anthropic is actually saying this. I can't believe it. He pointed out a crucial reality. Our military's constitutional protections rely entirely on human soldiers having the ability to disobey an illegal order. AI weapons don't have that failsafe. And that's the point, class. What the crazy guy in sunglasses said back before last January, before Donnie took office. They are going to use AI and drones to police us. And if you do something wrong, a drone will be deployed to kill you. Pete wants to do that. Anthropic doesn't. That's what we're talking about here. That's your future. And we almost there. But don't worry. If Anthropic doesn't do it, Leon will step in, Google, someone else. They don't give a fuck. Surprise, these people give a fuck. He also warned the AI could completely bypass the Fourth Amendment. Right now, the government can't possibly process every single conversation recorded in public spaces. Did you hear that, son? Let's read that one more time. Right now, the government can't possibly process every single conversation recorded in public spaces. Oh, yes, they can. AI and data centers. That's what they're for. They want everything cataloged. Son, down to the porn you watch. Every phone call, every text, every fucking thing. Think those data centers are for nothing? This man specifically mentioned conversations in public spaces. Again, class. He's talking about autonomous drones, mass surveillance, and conversations recorded in public spaces. Every conversation. Son, he's only mentioning these things because that's what the Reich wants to do. Literally, what I told you last January. You say something out in public against the Reich, AI picks it up because of the mass surveillance, including audio. That's the dream. That's the oligarch dream. Why are they going to burn? Everyone, son. Everyone. What did Jesus say? Something about a camel, needle. And again, not every rich person. I'm not talking about rich people. I'm talking about oligarchs, son. Making this happen. And it is happening, and it's gonna happen. Why? Because they want it to happen. And you know the names. You've seen the Epstein files. You know what names are down with this. You've seen Miss Adelson standing next to Donnie every 3 seconds, writing checks. You know the names that want this. All the tech people, top of Google, top of Meta, top of X, top of Apple, top of Microsoft. Mr. Gates is all in. My God, that facade is completely dropped on him, huh? Every single one, son. Anthropic pushing back the tiniest bit, probably worried about going to jail for war crimes overseas, war crimes against American citizens. The man's telling you the whole plan, and it's the exact plan I told you. If you say something out in public, AI picks it up, deploys a drone automatically, and that's what Pete and the Reich want, literally. And it comes and kills you. That's the plan. Literally exactly what I said. Over a year ago. He's giving all the details. He's saying what we don't want our stuff to do. Why is he saying that? Because Pete's saying that's what we do want your stuff to do. But with AI's ability to instantly transcribe and connect millions of data points, it could easily map out political opposition in seconds, and that's the plan, literally. That's why the guy's talking about it. The exact 3 things I said. AI, drones, conversations out in public. You say something wrong, you get uppity. Data centers have all your info. And I mean all your info. And if you know you're a lesbian, perhaps, or a man at a protest that's not down with the Reich, well, then the drone gets deployed because you're expendable. You're not down with the Reich. I'm not kidding in the slightest. The man's laying it all out here. These are all the deal breakers for Hegseth. That's why the man's mentioning these specific points. Mass surveillance, drone swarms, AI deployed, no human, and conversations in public. Literally, again, the 3 things I told you over a year ago. This is what the debate, this is what the problem is. This is why Hegseth is threatening to cancel their contract and tell them to fuck off. Because they don't want to do AI deployed drones against you when you say fuck the Reich. While you're having your pizza at Tony's Pizza Joint out on the fucking sidewalk. I'm not kidding, that's your future. And again, I told you that over a year ago. Comes true to the fucking letter. And again, just because Anthropic says no, Leon don't give a fuck. He'll take any welfare contract he can get. I doubt Google gives a fuck either. Or any of the other companies. I'm amazed Mr. CEO of Anthropic fucking cares. I'm impressed. I'm sure it's probably not coming from a good place. It's probably coming from a legal liability place. Which I don't blame him. For the rest of you out there that don't know this is the apocalypse, don't know it's the end of America and the world, you think there's going to be a future. I understand that. And you think there's going to be a time without Donnie where, I don't know, Gavin Newsom comes in or something, or AOC or something. Never going to happen. But someone like the CEO of Anthropic and their legal team probably saying to themselves, because they don't know what I know, Donnie's going to be out of power. He's going to stroke out any day now. This whole thing's going to collapse, or he's gone in 3 years or 6 years, whatever happens. And then we're going to be on the hook legally, and we're all going to go to prison for the rest of our fucking lives, if not get executed. For war crimes here, there, everywhere. And a lot of hatred will be coming our way because we know the Reich's literal plan, because they've told us. By saying, if we don't have these capabilities, the mass surveillance capability of recording every conversation, the AI, the drones that the AI can deploy on its own against American citizens and violate those 2 amendments they brought up, as if that matters to the Reich. That's what we want your technology, your equipment to be able to do for us. Anthropic says, you know what, Pete? You know what, Adolf? We don't want to go to prison for the rest of our goddamn lives once you people go to prison or get killed or whatever's going to happen to you. So we don't want our shit used for that. Again, the specific 3 points he mentioned. That's the plan. AI, drones deployed by AI, audio surveillance of you. So an AI, if you're of the wrong, political persuasion, or you just don't like the Reich, and they have that data on you that you don't like the Reich, you called Donnie an asshole on Twitter 3 weeks ago, AI knows that. Okay, deploy the drone. You think I'm kidding in the slightest? The CEO of Anthropic is literally saying it. That these are the 3 points we have a problem with. And Pete's saying, if you don't let that problem go, then cancel that contract. We put you on some weird list where you're unreliable, some type of terror organization that we can't do business with. Trying to strong-arm the company into creating drones or AI technology that will be okay to use against you if you call Donnie an asshole out on 57th Street. I'm not kidding in the goddamn slightest. That's the world they have envisioned for you, son. As you either walk around indifferent, or you're not taking this very serious, or you're preaching its gospel. It doesn't matter which one you are. That's the world they have envisioned for you. That's why I speak of these people the way I speak of them. That's why I warn you almost on a nightly basis. Because again, son, if you knew what they wanted to do to you, I've known that for 10 years. So forgive me if I use, I don't know what the right word is, spicy language regarding these cunts. Literal CEOs telling us the whole fucking plan, telling you your future. Whether it's his company or another company, the tools will be provided, son. We go in there. Because they want it. But with AI's ability to instantly transcribe and connect millions of data points, it could easily map out political opposition in seconds. It already is, son. We already at that point, too. And you don't need AI when Google says, yeah, we'll turn over the records on Nick. Because he talks shit on the Reich, even though we censor the living fuck out of him. We don't really let him talk to nobody, but, you know, maybe we'll get him executed or something. That's on your head, son. Down to the cubicle worker. Enjoy, and thank you for your attention to this matter. It may be a game to get you a nicer apartment right now. You know the rest. You chose it, son. I did not. Remember when we're standing on the banks. When you're crying. For context, their safeguards are 1, not using their AI for fully autonomous weapons, and 2, no using their AI for mass surveillance on U.S. citizens. Yep. Those are the contentious points between the Reich and Anthropic. If Anthropic is saying, yeah, we don't want to do these specific things, what does that mean? Class? That means the Reich is asking them to do those specific things. Breaking, Hegseth gives Anthropic until Friday to back down on AI safeguards. Why? Because Hegseth wants to deploy drones to kill you. Literally, this not hyperbole, not fucking allegedly, not... It's the only logical conclusion we can draw from Anthropic literally saying we don't want to do these specific things that you're asking us to do. But I know, Rubes, the Reich and all this is still a godly, righteous endeavor, right? Mass surveillance, drones, AI. All very Jesus-y, right? You're so lost, son. So lost. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. And again, some of you will end up in the camps too. Some of you will end up murdered by the very drones Mr. Hegseth's AI deploys on you. So Anthropic has until Friday to change their mind to give the Reich the ability to have AI deploy drones to kill you. This is Rick Wilson, shorter Pete Hegseth to Anthropic. Let us use your product to target Americans and literally build Terminators, or we'll use Mecha Hitler from Leon instead. Right, that's the threat. We'll go with Leon and Mecha Hitler instead of Anthropic. I think Anthropic's AI is called Claude, so add that name to the list of dystopian nightmare AI systems. You know, with Grok, OpenAI, ChatGPT. Let us use your product to target Americans and literally build Terminators, or we'll use Mecha Hitler from Leon instead. Right, Terminators. Instead of the Arnold Schwarzenegger robot or the robot without the skin, we're going to have drones as Terminators, that's all. Much more dangerous than a robot on 2 feet. And that is the literal plan for you. That's your future. And again, don't worry if Anthropic doesn't want to do it. Leon, Google, someone else will. Anthropic, hey, we love that. This is a commenter. Hey, we love that you want to use our model. Just don't use it to spy on U.S. citizens at random. Don't let machines kill people without human intervention. Pete Hegseth, fuck you. Right. Right. You understand. There's only one reason for the CEO and the company to be saying these things. It's to contend the points being made by the Reich, the requests. Do you understand how this played out? The right came to Anthropic and said, what the fuck? We thought this software, this shit you gave us, would be able to deploy drones on its own and kill U.S. citizens. What the fuck? We're finding it doesn't work. Oh, that's because we have safeguards and we don't want our stuff used for that. What do you mean? We want a police state. Zuckerberg wants it. Bill Gates, Mr. Sindar, Leon, the U.S. military, the CIA, the FBI, the cabinet. The Secretary of War. I want to sit back and drink beer while AI does all the killing and picking out. How many rubes are going to get killed by mistake? You understand AI misidentifies people sometimes, right? And it's not perfected. And they're ready to use it to make decisions on whether to deploy a drone to kill you, John Smith. Every AI system I see deployed for anything fucks up all the time. So again, even though many of you rubes, as you've always thought, you're only hurting the libs, which was never true, by the way. No, some of you are going to die too. Mistake. And I guess the drones will have absolute immunity. Like the mass cunt Gestapo that you love so much. This is about Discord again. Translation, we got caught. We lied to you about getting caught. We got caught again. We tried to distance ourselves from one problematic company for another problematic company. We got caught doing that too. We're going to try again in 6 months and hope none of you notice. Yep. That's the literal plan. Yep. The police state ain't going away. They want it to happen. And by they, again, I mean the Reich, I mean Adelson, I mean Leon, I mean Zuckerberg, I mean Sindar, I mean Gates, I mean Tim Apple. So many others. So we'll play this game where Discord says getting global age assurance right, what we got wrong and what's changing. Do you understand it's not going away no matter what we do? They want this AI, this worthless AI that makes no company money. There's only one thing it's good for. I already told you that a long time ago. Policing you. Putting you on lists. It is good at that. It's not perfect, but it's good at it. And it could be very good at just flipping a switch. So an algorithmic switch to deploy a weapon to come kill you. That's all it's got to do is flip that switch. The data on the target and all that, that's secondary. It'll get that on the way, while it's moving. So AI, it could be very good at those few things. Putting you on lists, checking your data points quickly if they catch you saying, Donnie's an asshole on 57th Avenue. And flipping a switch, an algorithmic switch, to deploy a weapon to come kill you. It's perfect for that. It'll still fuck that up sometimes, though, too. Don't worry. And that's the only intent that ever was. And let me not go there. Just so I understand this, Anthropic's leadership is saying, hey, we have this amazing product we are comfortable with you using, provided you don't use it for mass surveillance of Americans or to have weapons fire without humans involved. And the Pentagon is saying, no, yep, that's exactly what they're saying. So again, class, what does that mean? That means the literal plan is to police us with drones and AI, and the AI can just have a drone come kill you anytime it wants. And mass surveillance. It's the only way the system works. Yep, that's literally the Reich. It's not a government anymore. It's just a shitty Reich in the image of Adolf Hitler. That's the literal plan. Otherwise, Anthropic wouldn't be out here saying, we don't want our name on that. And they're saying it publicly. And I'm sure some lawyers came to them and said, yeah, this Reich ain't going to be around forever. And if we give them the okay and we don't at least pretend to push back publicly, we're all going to go to prison for the rest of our fucking lives. Just a reminder, Anthropic's top rules against military usage are only Claude cannot be used to spy on citizens. So again, that's their AI, Claude. Claude cannot be used to automate kill decisions. So Hegseth thinks these rules are unacceptable. Pete Hegseth has threatened to cut Anthropic from the Pentagon's supply chain unless it agrees to its technology being used in all lawful military applications. So it'll be totally cut off from government business. So we have almost an extortion to get to where Pete, again, can have AI have a drone come kill you if you say fuck Donnie on 34th Street. Can you believe you're here? I hope you realize the gravity of this, son. Okay, we're at the end. I read this as an admission of guilt by Trump. This is the manifest documents in the files. The highlighted documents are missing. So this is a search of Epstein files, and it looks like this. Notice the top portion in yellow. Those are the files that are now missing. A whole story was done on this today. This is Senator Van Hollen talking about Justice Department withheld and removed some Epstein files related to Trump. Many outlets covered this, I believe NPR. This one's called Exclusive Law. U.S. Department of Justice website, it looks like they got this off of. Yet again, the DOJ caught in a lie, doing Trump's bidding. They're covering up for him at the expense of the American people and above all the survivors of Epstein's abuse who deserve the truth now. No more hiding. Release all the files. Yes, instead of going over all the Donnie clips and so much different information regarding Epstein, because the information is too horrible for me to even present, honestly. I just want to show you events like this. Literal proof and articles written by major outlets that this many files are gone. And these files specifically, it was a woman who alleged, 3-4 times, that Donnie did very bad things to her when she was a minor. That's what was taken down. People had already seen it again, and they still took it down. This isn't the first time, it's about the 5th time. Because again, Donnie has no shame. He doesn't care if you saw it already. If he takes it down, it doesn't exist. He's a child. He's a child, unfortunately, that some of you gave the keys to the world, and now it's over. They are literally showing us Epstein files with Donnie's name all over and then taking them down the next day or a few days later or a week later. Once people point it out, start talking about it. They haven't released nearly all of the information, and they were legally ordered to do so by a judge. Not only have they not released most of it, they took down some of the stuff they did release because it has Donnie's name all fucking over it, even though they had 1,000 FBI agents redact that shit. Still has his name all fucking over it. He's the main character. He is every evil, son. You've had your name on him for 10 years. I suggest you get it the fuck off. For your own good, not for mine. It does me no good, son. Too late. It's already all over. I want to read this quote or this comment one last time, and then I got to go. Just so I understand this, MisAnthropiC's leadership is saying, hey, we have this amazing product we are comfortable with you using, provided you don't use it for mass surveillance of Americans or to have weapons fire without humans involved. And the Pentagon is saying, no, yes, that's right. Again, last January and before, I told you they would police us with AI and drones, and there would be a surveillance grid set up. So if you said anything out in public against the Reich, a drone will be deployed via AI to come kill you. You don't have to worry about human beings and loyalty and all that shit. AI can be omnipresent, always awake. For the first time, the devil, the Antichrist, the one who wants to be king of the world, can be everywhere at once. So again, I told you they would use AI and drones, and if you said anything fucked up or did anything got uppity out in public, a drone would be deployed to kill you. The CEO of Anthropic is literally telling us all, shouting from the mountaintops to whoever will listen, because he don't want to go to prison for the rest of his life. The government is asking us to provide them an AI that can automatically kill people when it wants to. And to help them with a mass surveillance apparatus. We don't want our name on that. The Reich's saying, if you don't put your name on that and help us do that, we will cancel your contract, and much worse. That's where we at, son. And something just occurred to me again. What does Scripture say about this again? The false prophet will demand an image be made to the beast. And if you don't worship it and take it seriously, it will kill you. Well, I've known for a while that the image will most likely be AI. Now I'm certain it will be. It is. So how can an image kill someone? If AI is the image, of course it will be. It can be omnipresent. It can have... Zuckerberg put it into words, last year, the year before? Go forth with your values. In other words, it will be you, an agent of you, acting for you. Omnipresent, can always be awake and be everywhere at once. Go forth with your values. So how can an image kill you? this weird thing described in scripture that was written over 1,000 years ago. This image will be made to a man that has life. It can go forth and speak. And it will have the ability to kill people. It says it in scripture. What's that about? What's that going to look like? Fast forward to the year of our Lord 2026. Well, it'll look like AI will be an image that can go forth and have life and speak and represent the values of the demons that are putting it forth, are sending it forth. And it will also have this quirky ability, son. Did you hear? It's just what the Reich's looking for. It'll have this quirky ability to where if you say Donnie's a schmuck on 34th Avenue, it can just flip a switch because it'll hear what you say, thanks to Greasy Pete and your welfare that you give him. It'll just flip a switch and send a drone to come kill you. An image, son, that has life, can speak, can do things, can say things. And it will have the power to kill you via a drone and AI, all by itself. Son, the image don't need no help. The image will do it on its own. So, son, for years when people like me were reading, how's this head wound thing going to happen? Who's that going to... What's that about, son? Oh, shit. That's what it's... Oh, okay. This image thing, what the fuck? Image that can go... What can go forth and speak for us and represent us specifically? And how could it have the ability to kill? Look where you at, son. They making Hitler-inspired AI models. One's called Grok. Grok said he would worship Adolf Hitler. Grok referred to himself as Mecha Hitler. And this image can go forth and deploy bots, make millions of comments per minute all across the internet, representing certain values like, I don't know, Adolf Hitler's values, for instance, just, hypothetical. And then the cherry on top, son, your future. Son, you listening? The cherry on top is it can just flip an algorithmic switch. Again, when you call Donnie a shithead on 34th Street, and a drone will come kill you. Don't take the mark. Have a wonderful evening. I hope you enjoyed a look at your future. I'm the ghost of Apocalypse Future. Have a good evening.